Hello, YouTube subscribers, Facebook friends, and Podomatic listeners. Um, okay, so that's something new, right? And I'm gonna explain what happened here. I have um, a friend that I was watching one of his videos. He and I are also members of a group on Facebook called YouTube Vinyl Community. And the basic gist is you buy records. We're all record collectors. And you make a video and you share in your video what you've found out in the wild while you're hunting for new and exciting records. And his name is Jonathan Gilbert. And he was very excited. He had just over 130 subscribers. I checked. I think yesterday he's at 139. So very soon he'll be at 140 subscribers. And he was very excited about it because he has a message. Uh, he his YouTube channel. He calls himself the Cheap and Cheerful Vinyl Collector. Yeah, a little tongue tied there. And basically, his message is, you don't have to break the bank to have a nice collection of records. And then he goes on to state that about 95% of his collection is were purchases for $5 or less. He and I have sort of the same view. I don't have to have near mint condition records. I certainly don't mind a little pop or a crackle here and there, and I can still get plenty of good music at that lower price point and more of it because I'm not spending as much per record. So, but when he was talking about it, it was like someone flipped a switch and a light came on in the Bat Cave. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Getting my message out on YouTube. What a novel idea. So, this is my first attempt at creating a companion video that I'm going to post on my Facebook page for my podcast. I've been doing the podcast now for a year, and I got started basically by ripping music from CDs or from my vinyl records and creating a Windows movie and using Windows Movie Maker, making a video of that song with pictures that I downloaded from the internet. And that's my humble beginning right there. Then as time went on, that's when I decided, okay, I'm ripping enough stuff. My vinyl collection is getting bigger and bigger. My CD collection, actually at the time, was getting smaller and smaller because what I was doing was getting more into vinyl. I would rip the music off of CD, and then I would take it in and exchange it for records. And I had probably close to 5,000 CDs. Is now dwindling down. I would say I have about 1,500. Meanwhile, the couple hundred vinyl records that I have is now approaching probably 2,500. So the records getting more, CDs less, and but now I'm doing this podcast, and I for some reason was getting away from the videos, making the videos of individual songs, but yet at the same time I was making more videos of myself showing my records that I had found. So now this is going to be my first attempt really it's going to take quite a bit of coordination here, I think. Because what I have to do is I'm creating this video now because I've already selected the music that I wanted on the episode, and we're talking about episode number 64. It's subtitled "The Greatest Love Songs of the Century," because what I found was a 4 record set called "The Greatest Love Songs of the Century." It's an RCA Victor special product series of records brought to us by Continental House. But anyway, so picked out the songs. I've written the script for the episode. So now I make the video that shows those records. Then I'm going to record the episode. And what I've got to do, really coordinate this here. Create the episode. Upload the episode to Podomatic. Then upload the video to YouTube and make sure that I link the episode on Podomatic and my Facebook page in the description of the video. Then go over to Facebook, share the episode from Podomatic, and also share the video. I'm sure I'm going to mess something up, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, so here we go. Again, it's a pretty easy one because it's really only all the music. 11 to, actually, the songs were a little short, so I went out to 14 songs on the episode, and they're all from this 4 record set. So let's go and show it. The first one and second one are on individual records, and then 3 and 4 are together on one. And again, this is the cover here. Again, it says right up here, Continental House presents the greatest love songs of the century. And down here is where it says RCA Special Product Edition. Oh no, Special Product Series. Special Collector's Edition. And it's in really nice shape. I was really happy when I found them. I think they were all from the same collection. And just some of the names that are here. There's some nice pictures on the back here of the artists. We show in Louis Armstrong, Tommy Dorsey, Frank Sinatra, Bunny Berrigan, Jeanette MacDonald and Nelson Eddy, Glenn Miller, Les Brown, Helen O'Connell, Bing Crosby, Rosemary Clooney, and Xavier Cugat. This is the only Spanish I know how to speak. Then, this is LP2. Again, in really good shape, nice and clean. I'm really happy I found them. Again, the pictures we have here are Artie Shaw, Tommy Dorsey, Frank Sinatra, Dinah Shore, Perry Como, Benny Goodman, Vaughn Monroe, Mario Lanza, Nina Horn, Don Cornell, Tony Martin, and the Ames Brothers. And again, as I said, 3 and 4 is a twin set together. Again, it's same basic premise. It says Continental House, greatest love songs in the corner there. Like I said, the only difference is this little mark here, which says 4 big LPs as advertised on TV, and then here where it says twin set, stereo twin set, 2 full discs. But it pretty much follows the same format. Then the back, nice and clean copy. I'm happy. The only thing is it's not a gatefold. It is only 1 sleeve, but 2 records in there. We have here on the back Eddie Fisher, Henry Mancini, Brooke Benton, Giselle McKenzie, Paul Anka, Sam Cooke, Al Hirt, Anthony Newley, John Gary, Norman LeBoeuf, Della Reese, Ed Ames, Jack Jones, Harry Belafonte, Andre Previn, and Jose Feliciano. Now, unfortunately, there's right here, for instance, there are 24 songs, 6 on each side. Same with those, there were 6 songs on each side. So that's a lot of music, which is why I decided to feature all of it on one episode. There was definitely more than enough good music, good selections on each record that I had plenty of music. Unfortunately, there are a lot of good ones here that I was not able to fit, onto a show. With this much music, I mean, the show could be a couple hours long, So I had to kind of pick and choose and what I wanted to play. And again, some of the songs you may agree with are great love songs of the century. Obviously, they're not talking about this century, but last century. But I thought it was kind of a little bit of obscure selections. They were not all things that I would have thought of right off the top of my head as being a love song necessarily, or being one of the greatest love songs even. And there were quite a few songs that I could think of, or artists that I could think of, that were not on the record. I'm sure that has a lot to do with the licensing sort of things. I mean, it is RCA, so you have to think about, well, is the artist and song from an RCA record? But pretty much it's good. I enjoyed it, and I hope you will too. Again, and down here in the description, you will find a link to my Podomatic episode. You'll also find a link to the Facebook page for that podcast. Check them both out. There are other episodes that I've done you may want to listen to and check out. I do it free, so therefore I'm limited to the amount of space I can use on Podomatic. So it's a sort of a rotation. You might have 3 weeks, 2 weeks, depending on how many episodes a week I do, where you can check out the episodes, but then I have to delete the old ones so I can put new ones in. But again, on the Facebook page, check that out too, because I do put a lot of links to websites, interesting articles that I may find, or other YouTube videos that I find interesting, and I think people will enjoy. That's all jazz related. I do special episodes once in a while that are non-jazz, or maybe under the umbrella of jazz. Just recently I did a show geared towards the flugelhorn only. So 11 songs, all flugelhorn players prominent in the episode. And then I also did, not too long ago, a Hawaiian luau. So all the selections were of Hawaiian nature. Webley Edwards comes to mind as one of the artists that we featured. We even got into the fact that a lot of times Hawaiian music that you hear on records is not done by Hawaiians. It's just a group of studio musicians that a label got together to create what they thought was authentic Hawaiian music, so that they could kind of cash in on the Hawaiian craze right after World War II. So definitely, though, it's worth your time to check it out, especially if you're a jazz fan. Okay? And thanks very much for watching, and we'll see. Maybe we'll be doing this more, or maybe this will be the first and last and only, but who knows. Bye-bye.